seeker, peace lover, students on the path of meditation wherever you are, in Bali, outside Bali, in Indonesia, outside Indonesia, wherever you are. Good day, using Bali time. It is a deep happiness to meet you again and again, as has been scheduled by my student this year, 2022. We are going to meet once in 2 months. Hopefully, I will be healthy to serve you. By the time we are waiting for 1,000 friends who are in the process of joining together with us, let me refresh your memories about our yesterday presentation. Just make it short. Yesterday, I shared to you the most beautiful inner suites. There are a lot of darkness outside, but the good news that you can save your soul journey by finding out the most beautiful inner suites. As soon as you find your own inner most beautiful suites, you are like a walking lantern. No matter how dark outside is, you will be safe because you are a walking lantern. What is the most beautiful inner suites? I told you yesterday, that is smile. Previously, it was only written in the Holy Scripture. It was only concluded by a spiritual master like the late great Saint Master Thich Nhat Hanh. But in our cycle of time, it has been concluded in neuroscience as well. Some neuroscientists make a conclusion after long research. Smile make the brain release less poison but more medicine. That is the conclusions of many neuroscientists. The same thing happened with the expert of microbiology from Japan. His name is Professor Murakami. Professor Murakami explicitly concluded in his own book, the title is The Switch. Smile is the most beautiful inner switch. That is my first presentation yesterday about the most beautiful inner switch, which is beautiful smile. For that reason, never tired to smile. Smile, it is not only a gift to the person outside, but also a gift to your inner beautiful soul. My second presentation yesterday about the secrets of beautiful relationship. As we all know, the number of divorce increase everywhere, not only in the West, including in the Eastern society like Bali. It has been widely researched what is the phenomena behind the increasing number of divorce everywhere. The essence is very simple. The wounded masculine wounding the other feminine. The wounded feminine wounded the other masculine. To make the story short, the people whose family are broken, they are very eager to change the others. Please, to make your family safe and beautiful, please stop the old habit to be too eager to change the others. Don't change the others. Focus on beautifying your heart. How to make your heart beautiful? Yesterday, I presented to all of you. The key idea is to make the energy of masculine and energy of feminine being balanced inside. Some of you who are wife, your most beautiful homework is embodying the divine masculine. Some of you who are husband like me, the most important homework is embodying the divine feminine. What is the divine masculine for the wife? Be independent. The less you rely on others, the better. You are the one who holds the remote control of your happiness. That is the divine masculine for the wife. What is the divine feminine for the husband like me? Flow, fluid, formless. Meaning, make your mind as flexible as possible. Don't be rigid. Remember, you are not it is not only you who want to be happy, your wife also want to be happy. We all want to be happy. What I mean by the divine feminine, which is very important to the husband like me. Be flexible, be open-minded, flowing like water in the river. Don't try to win in all situations. In some occasion, let your wife win. Let your wife happy. Because the most beautiful happiness is being happy by making the others happy. That is the divine feminine. Now, we are waiting for 33 minutes past 11. I will give you the new topic, because on 33 minutes past 11 we are going to meditate. After that I will share to you the topic of transforming pain into gratitude. Now we will discuss the new topic about the anatomy of hope. The anatomy of hope. As some of you who are old enough like me, you know already, hope can become the source of stress. It can also become the source of progress. It depends on how skillful you are to manage your hope. Some of dangerous souls, some get stroke, infected by a chronic illness or mental illness, because one of the important reasons, because they are not skillful enough to manage their hope. So that's why our new topic today is the anatomy of hope. Hope can become the source of stress. It can become the source of progress. It depends on how skillful you are. Before proceeding into the steps to be the master of your own hope, not to be the victim of your own hope, now let's deeply understand what is the anatomy of hope. It has been deeply researched by some psychology who specialize studying hope especially. There are a lot of factors behind why some people tend to have a higher hope than the others. Expecting the husband to be ideal, expecting the wife should be perfectly patient, the outside appearance must be good, the inner heart must be beautiful. That is high hope and high expectation. The reason behind the high hope and the high expectation, which is the source of stress not only to you but also to the others. First of all, it is about wounded childhood. Those people who are deeply wounded in childhood, they tend to have over hope and over expectation to the others. Please, I am deeply wounded, protect me. That is hope. Please, I am deeply wounded, give me healthy environment. That is hope. Please, I am deeply wounded in childhood. Speak politely, treat me as loving as possible. That is hope. And the most important reason behind those hope is the wounded childhood. The second one, which is also important behind the over expectation, over hope, is the fear of losing someone you love. Like me, I love my wife very much. But the consequence of loving my wife deeply, sometimes there's a fear of losing my wife, which is very natural. And that is what another important reason also why we have over expectation, over hope. The fear of losing someone that we love, which is very natural. For that reason, loving your wife, your husband, it is good. But do not let your love create over expectation and over hope, because your wife, your husband also needs space to grow. Because our over expectation, our over hope tend to limit the space of the person we love. Let me use my own example. I love my wife very much, but sometimes my love limit the space of activity. My wife tend to be prohibited. Don't do this, don't do that, which is unhealthy to my wife. So that's why I try to balance my home, especially by deeply understand it is not only me who want to be happy, my wife also want to be happy. The second reason of the anatomy of hope is the fear of losing someone that we love. The third one, which is the most powerful reason behind over expectation and over hope, is the unfulfilled desire. If you have a lot of unfulfilled desire from childhood, you tend to have high hope to the others, high expectation, which is not only dangerous to the surrounding people, also dangerous to you, because you will spend most of your time with dissatisfaction, anger, because your hope is never fulfilled by the others. Unfulfilled desire from childhood. That is the most important reason among all the reasons. The last one, something to do with the past life, which is very dark. Certain things that happen in past life also tend to make some people to have high expectation and high hope. Maybe in the past life you have been wounded by your husband, and you are deeply wounded, and you bring that wound in this present life. As a result, as soon as you have the husband that you deeply love, you expect him or you hope him to be as perfect as possible, which is unhealthy not only for you but also to your husband past life. That is the anatomy of hope. Now how to manage the hope, which is more important. Before the age of 40, why 40? Because the British concluded that life begins at 40. Before the age of 40, like the thing that I personally experienced, my body is strong, my healthy was nearly perfect. I experienced illness very, very seldom before 40. As long as you are healthy, as long as your family is stable, before 40, under assumption you have no illness at all, before 40, it is very good to have a very high hope. Make your hope, your expectation as high as possible, because it will pull you up. It will push your life growing up. It is like what is the test of quality. Before 40, under assumption you are healthy before 40, it is very important to have a high hope, because high hope will, there is a probability will be followed by high result as well before 40. Especially because the quality of our health, the quality of our family and family member, most of us are still stable before 40. But as soon as we grow above 40, body beginning to be weaker. In some part, some corner of our body visited by illness. Especially if you have chronic illness. The step is the opposite. Not to make the hope higher, but to make the hope closer to your reality. To make your hope closer to your capacity. As a result, the inner tension and the inner stress will be lower and lower, which is healthier to your body, which is healthier also to your family. That is what I mean by managing the hope. As long as the body is still healthy, you have no illness at all, you experience stress and inner tension very, very seldom, make your hope as high as possible. It's okay. Especially when it comes to material life. It is like the test of quality to you. But as soon as your body beginning to be weaker, your age is above 40, you experience a lot of conflict, inner stress, tension. In some part of your body becoming ill, pain, maybe your chest, your heart, or whatever. Remember to make your hope closer to your reality, to make your hope closer to your capacity. As a result, there is the probability that you will have a beautiful old age. It is hard to imagine there will be a beautiful old age if you are not skillful in manage your hope. So that's why it is very important, first of all, to understand the anatomy of hope. Behind the high hope, there is wounded childhood. There is the fear of losing someone we love. There is unfulfilled desire. There is past life. How to minimize the negative impact of those anatomy of hope. Remember, before 40 years old, as long as your body is healthy, you have no illness at all, you can make your hope as high as possible to make you have a kind of material attainment as high as possible. But as soon as body beginning to be weaker, you have lack of sleep, inner tension, inner illness, especially you have serious illness. Make your hope closer to your reality and closer to your capacity. That is what I mean by being skillful to manage your hope. Some of you who are serious traveler in spiritual life, especially meditation, may ask you, what should we do in deep spiritual life? The more mature you are in spiritual life, the more important that you have no hope at all. To the public commoner, if you are hopeless, the association is very negative. Very negative. Hopeless, it is very negative. But in the deep spiritual journey, it is very important to train the mind to have no hope at all. Because as soon as your mind is perfectly free from hope, you will be perfectly peaceful. There is no hope. Simply smile to any blessing of this moment. That is the most beautiful root of peace. There are 3 levels of managing the hope. The first one, before 40 years old, as long as your body is healthy and strong, remember, make your hope as high as possible. But as soon as the body is getting weaker, above 40, especially if you are visited by chronic illness, serious illness, make the hope closer to reality and capacity. However, when it comes to the deep spiritual traveler, train your mind to have no hope at all, simply flowing with this present moment. Like what we now experience in ashram, the weather is clear, clean. There is small wind. It's like the small fan. I will say it is like a small heaven in here. Everything and everyone here is very peaceful and happy as well. Because we have no hope. Not hoping rain, not also hoping something else. Simply experience the present moment. That is what I mean by the serious traveler in spiritual life. Train the mind to have no hope at all. That is exactly what I mean by the new topic of today, the anatomy of hope. Now we are going to meditate. Before I will deliver to you our main topic of this month, transforming pain into gratitude. Now we are going to meditate. First of all, remember, cross your leg in order to avoid the downward movement of energy. Secondly, make your back head straight but relax. Your wings, it is not too open, not too close. Make it as natural as possible. The positions of your hands, it's totally up to you. If your religion suggests you to position your hand in certain position, it is perfectly okay. Like the Hindus who is suggested like this to release sattva, rajas, tamas to meet mandala perfection. Like the Buddhist position, eastern direction, western direction, south, it is totally up to you. And open your eyes a little bit. Open your eyes a little bit, because if you close it, it can be very sleepy. Some of you who are watching my presentation about guided meditation, it is not recommended to watch my guided meditation by the time you are riding bicycle or you are driving the car, which is very dangerous. And the rest, kindly allow me to be your own guide. In the more mature level, to meditate is to take rest. Meaning to take a perfect rest in this present moment as it is. Whatever the blessing of this moment, from the sound of music until the sound of motorcycle, learn not to attach to the positive things, not to reject the negative things. Simply take rest. The most important reason, because anything that happened in this realm, sad, glad, pain, pleasure, sorrow, joy, they are all the dancings of the same perfection. No need to hate the bad memory. No need to invite the good memory. Simply rest in this moment as it is. That is the innermost core of meditation. As I keep repeating from one guided meditation to another guided meditation, as dolphin beautify the ocean by being the dolphin, as butterfly beautify the garden by being butterfly, you are beautifying life by being yourself as you are. Simply being peaceful by being yourself as you are. That is another phase of perfect rest. Simply being peaceful by who you are. The other approach of resting the mind, learn not to be greedy to the positive, learn not to be full of anger to the negative. You are above the two as the witness. To make it more practical, now learn to rest the mind on the gap between two breaths. Between in-breath and out-breath, between out-breath and in-breath, there is a gap. Rest the mind peacefully on the gap between two breaths. No need to hold the mind, no need to hold the breath, no need to stop the breath. Breath as normal as possible. But remember to feel the gap between two breaths. The suffering mind is like a wave in the ocean, going up when being praised, going down when being blamed. The good news, the more often you rest the mind on the gap between two breaths, the more the ship of mind, the closer the ship of mind to the beach of peace. For that reason, remember, always rest the mind on the gap between two breaths. Quoting from the ancient scriptures of Tibetan, the roof of the world. Dry season does not reduce the amount of water in universe. Raining season does not increase the amount of water in the universe. The same thing happens with pain, pleasure, sorrow, joy, blame, praise. They do not increase anything, they do not decrease anything. That is another approach of resting the mind on the gap between two breaths. We here in Ashram Maulokiteswara in the high mountain northern part of Bali, we hear in the distance the songs of the wild birds. Use any sound in your place as holy bell to return back to the gap between two breaths. Always keep in the heart, you are not the bad, you are not the good, you are not bad memory, you are not good memory, you are not numbness, you are not peace of mind, you are the witness. Smile, beautiful soul, smile to the blessing of this moment, smile. As I told you yesterday, quoting from the great saint Master Thendatan, smile is a clear sign that you are no longer a victim, you are now a master. Smile is the most beautiful inner switch inside. Smile, beautiful soul. Smile to any blessing of this moment. Any mood, any memory that come and go, they are all like white and dark clouds. They just coming and going. And you are not those clouds. Now you are the witnessing blue sky. As the natural natures of water which is wet, the natural natures of flower which is beautiful, the natural nature of peaceful mind after being deeply touched by meditation is full of compassion. Now, before opening our eyes, let's think a little bit deeper how to make our life meaningful and useful to the others. That is compassion. So that's why, as soon as you open the eyes, remember to whisper deep into your soul the beautiful mantra of Aham Prema 3 times, meaning I am love who is here to share love. Aham Prema, Aham Prema, Aham Prema. I am love who is here to share love. Forgive me, I have to drink. Otherwise, I will be scolded by Dr. Eka Imbawan and Dr. Yogi, two medical doctors who become our chief medical team. As I promised you before, and also I promise you in social media, I will share to you now our main topic in January 2022. Our main topic is transforming pain into gratitude, which is a very sexy topic. The fundamental of the ideas is very simple. Everything in this universe is organic. Everything. What I mean by organic, it is like waste in the garden, which is in the process of becoming flower, like the falling dry leaf, many things waste in the garden. They are all in the process of becoming beautiful flower. The same thing happens with experience. Include pain. As long as you become the skillful gardener to your own experience, you can transform pain into gratitude. Some of you who are able to transform pain into gratitude, that is one of a very high spiritual attainment. One of the very high spiritual attainment. You are able to transform your pain into gratitude. To make the story live, I want to use my own personal experience of being infected by coronavirus last July 2021. I was hospitalized for 3 weeks and I healed myself here in ashram more than 3 months. It was long pain. But I never complain about my pain. I focus on the hidden secret behind the pain. As I shared you in previous session, illness can open the gate of the darkness. It can also open the gate of the light. If you keep complaining and blaming because of illness, By then, illness opened the gate of the darkness. But if you focus on the lesson and follow the important lesson, the spiritual lesson behind your pain, by then illness does not open the gate of the darkness. Illness opened the gate of the light. A skillful gardener who are able to transform waste into a beautiful flower, which using many tools, skillful gardener using many tools. The same thing happen. If you want to transform pain into gratitude, you need inner tools. What are the inner tools that we need to transform pain into gratitude? I give you now three inner tools. The first one, which is the most important tool in order to transform pain into gratitude, is positive holistic mind. What I mean by positive holistic mind is very simple. Whenever you speak to the others, whenever you act to the others, be as positive as possible. It does not only create, it doesn't create any violence, and also opening the gate of peace to all of us. Being positive outside. When you speak, when you act, remember, train yourself to be positive as possible, which is recommended by all religion. But deep inside, you are not only positive, but also holistic. What I mean by holistic, where there is the peak of mountain, there is valley. Where there is happiness, there is sadness. Where there is joy, there is sorrow. It is like the Chinese yin yang. Both the darkness is the light is belong to us. Inside ourselves, in certain part of ourselves, there is dark part, like bad memory, soul wound, being wounded by the parent, your wife, your husband make you dissatisfied. That is the dark part. And also the bright part, happiness, joy, thankfulness. But both the darkness and the light, both belong to us. That is what I mean being holistic inside. Remember, the first tool in transforming pain into gratitude, being positive outside but being holistic inside, which is very important. I have practiced this tool more than 10 years. The result is not only happy and peaceful to me, but also happy and peaceful to the surrounding environment. The second inner tool to transform pain into gratitude is open and flowing mind. There is an old saying like this: the mind is like parachute. It does not function unless it is open. That is very true. The mind is like parachute. It does not function unless it is open. For that reason, make your mind as open as possible. What I mean by open-mindedness, it is not only you which is true. The other people also might be true. It is not only you who want to be happy. Your husband, your wife, your children also want to be happy. What I mean by narrow and dangerous mind, they are very eager to change the others. They have a long hobby of blaming the others, criticizing the government. That is the narrow and dangerous mind. The second inner tool which help you transforming pain into gratitude. Remember, open and flowing mind. It is like helicopter, you know, helicopter. Wherever they are able to fly, look at the problem from the wider perspective. That's the meaning. Helicopters. Not only see the problem from your own limited perspective, but also see from the perspective of your husband, from the perspective of your wife, from the perspective of your children, from your perspective of your neighbor. That is what I mean by helicopter view. Open and flowing mind. The third inner tool is beautiful heart. What I mean beautiful heart is the heart, whenever they pray, only pray by whispering the beautiful words of thank you. What I mean beautiful heart is deeply realize that we are all suffer. For that reason, whenever you meet the others, raise the question inside, how can you make the others happy? Beautiful heart. Every time you wake up in the morning, the first thought that appears in your heart is how to make my life meaningful today. That is beautiful heart. To make the story short, there are 3 tools which enable you to transform pain into gratitude. The first tool, positive and holistic mind. The second one, open and flowing mind. The third one is beautiful heart. How exactly those 3 tools can transform pain into gratitude? Now we are entering the how. Like the mother who pins the son because the son is unwilling to learn. The same thing also happened to God. Sometimes, in order to make your soul grow and glow, God gives you pain. Not because God wants to punish you, no. But because God wants you to grow much more mature. That is the way how to look at the pain. Let me repeat again, since this is very important. Like a mother who pins the son who is unwilling to learn. Sometimes God expresses His love by opening the gate of pain to you. Not because God wants to punish you, no. But because God wants you to grow into a much more mature way. That is the first how. The second one, when I was hospitalized for 3 weeks, especially the first 3 days, I was extremely uncomfortable. Hospital, how luxurious hospital is still hospital. It was very uncomfortable. But spending 3 weeks in hospital opened the gate of understanding to me, beautiful understanding. In every corner of my ashram is beautiful. The singing wild birds, the blooming lotus, the flowing water, beautiful sunrise and sunset here. Everything that happened in ashram become beautiful because I personally experienced how uncomfortable it was staying 3 weeks in hospital. It is like the darkness which make the light much brighter. The uncomfortable experience of illness opened the gate of gratitude. Illness like coronavirus which infected me last July. It is like the inner angel, inner angel. What I mean by pain as inner angel, it is because of illness we can value health. It is because of illness we will be careful in eating, drinking, sleeping. If you are positive outside and holistic inside, you will see those illness and pain, they are not here to make you die, but they are here to save you. How to make pain, illness save you, not to make you die. Read the spiritual message behind. And the more important thing is follow the message. Like what I did to myself. It is still clear in my mind the reason why I was infected by coronavirus July last year. Oh, that is the reason. So that's why I do not repeat that reason again. That is what I mean by illness as the inner angel, inner guide. Another approach, pain and illness is like sandpaper. Sandpaper who soften the wood in the process of becoming Buddha statue. Illness, pain is very softening and purifying as well. I myself experienced it after being infected by coronavirus. A lot of beautiful quality inside me getting better because of coronavirus. Especially the quality of my compassion much better than before. Because you know how painful in the hospital was, how uncomfortable spending 3 weeks in hospital. It does not open the gate of criticizing the government, no. It opened the gate of compassion. The quality of my compassion to all beings in this universe getting better. After witnessing a lot of death in hospital, because the first 3 days I was hospitalized, I saw using my own eyes, a lot of people die because of coronavirus. The direct consequence of witnessing a lot of people who die, I value life much deeper. I saw using my own personal eyes how unstable human life is. Our body can be taken away by death anytime. But those personal experience of witnessing a lot of death make me value life much deeper. Whenever I walk, I see small ants. I try to avoid not to kill them. Do not talk about harming the others. Even harming the ant, I try to avoid it. It is because of the direct personal experience witnessing a lot of death in hospital. In England, in one of beautiful country where I spent 1 year together with my wife and my 2 children, there's a beautiful saying like this: bad weather make good timber. Let me repeat again: bad weather made good timber. My personal experience of hospitalized 3 weeks, it was a bad weather. But the good news, since I was able to heal myself, it is the test of quality, how deep my meditation is. Because 3 weeks, no one visited me, not allowed because coronavirus. I was completely alone. None except the medical doctor and the nurse, of course. And medical doctor sometimes come, maybe only a few minutes. The nurse also. But most of the time, 3 weeks, night and day, I spent completely alone. And it was a peaceful experience for me. Why? Because whenever I'm awake, what I did to myself in hospital 3 weeks is making the long list of gratitude. Making a long list of gratitude every day. I write it in my mobile phone. I have healthy family. I have beautiful wife. I have smart children. I have happy grandson. A long list of gratitude. Every day. I make it every day. Making the long list of gratitude is like a personal meeting with God as beauty. Let me repeat once again. In the moment when I make long list of gratitude, I have a personal meeting with God as beauty. the kind of beauty the kind of God which has been praised in the Bali Island for more than 1,000 years. So that's why any corner of the Bali Island is beautiful, because the kind of God that people praise here in Bali is God as beauty. And one form of God as beauty is long list of gratitude. The last one, how I personally transform pain into gratitude. Since I was infected by coronavirus in the hotel, not in the ashram, from that time I stopped. No. It is the last time I go to the hotel. The best place to stay is my own ashram. So that's why the last 6 months I never go out from the ashram. Even for 1 hour I never go out. And this ashram become like what I personally call as my personal heaven. Waking up in the morning, doing my job as a teacher in social media, guiding 1,000 people in social media. After doing social media job, I feed wild birds, there is dove, fish, taking good care of the garden. If I have spare time, I read some of the spiritual book. In the evening around 6-7 p.m. I pray to the health, happiness and peacefulness of all being every day. There is no holiday, every day. As a result, the environment around ashram is like personal heaven to me. And who opened those gates of inner personal heaven? It was coronavirus, It was coronavirus who opened the gate of small heaven here in ashram. That is my presentation today about transforming pain into gratitude. Hopefully, the light that flowing through me will dispel a lot of darkness here in the samsaric realm as long as possible. Deep thank you, beautiful heart, beautiful soul, wherever you are. Deep thank you, deep thank you, deep thank you. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace in the lower, peace in the middle, peace in the higher realm.